you doing? This is gonna be a very interesting reportage in English. Very interesting, because yesterday, was it yesterday? I think so. I spoke in English for the, see, even right now in English I spoke English for the first time in a long time. When I make these interesting discussions with me, myself and I, and when I discuss things with myself, it's very, I've never had this type of a experience, and it makes me think things that I don't normally think when I think and speak Russian. It fascinates me how language can affect. Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is a wind that's blowing me in a different direction. So now we have what? We have Monday, October 17th, 2022. Interesting day. We've been here already. This is my third time here today. I went here on the sunrise with my friend Murat. I was here during the day for 15 minutes after my cold plunge, and then now. So I think is the best thing to keep doing it every day, many times a day. Keep moving, baby. People, we gotta move. Movement is life, as we say in Russian. Движение — это жизнь. Look, the bag over there. So movement is life. It's life. And that's all it is. We have in the hospital, I tell patients, my patients, they're not mine, but there are people there who are hurting, who are not feeling well in intensive care unit. Who feels well? Like my teacher said once, one of my mentors, Dr. Goldman, Isa Goldman, said to me, you gotta be sick to be in the ICU. Because back in Maimonides, or how we call it in Brooklyn, Maimonides, to get into the ICU you had to know people, or you gotta be extremely sick. Then you just get in. If you want to just get in because you want some TLC, tender love and care, then you gotta know people. You gotta know Hatzola, you gotta know triumvirate, some Jewish people. Anyway, just like I say to the people in the ICU, two things: eat and move. If you eat, you gotta eat well, because people don't want to eat anymore when they're elderly. Their appetite goes away, they're weak, body's fading. And then you gotta move. First, probably even move and then eat. Well, probably eat first and then move, because if we stop eating, can't move. So you eat and then move. And then the third one is a great icing on the cake, is love, or at least make love, or at least you cannot do that, then screw well. Трахайтесь, I tell them. Even elderly people, even more so. It gives you great energy. When you do all that stuff, you're okay. You don't have to be in a hospital. So, movement is life. And let's go over what happened today. It's like a little diary I have. So I wake up, I go to a sunrise, some letters people sent. Look at this beautiful, how beautiful it is, huh? It's gorgeous. Ah, lepata. I gained a little weight, couple of pounds. I need to lose 4 pounds, 2 kilograms to be perfect. Anyway, so I go on a sunrise, talk to my friend, talk to some ladies. I met a nice lady today. She's meditating, and that brings me to a very interesting point. You see, I start talking and things start happening. So this lady, beautiful lady, her name is Ksyusha, 32, lives in Moscow, super humble, super nice, and a little shy, a little timid, but just so nice. And she meditates and she does Vipassana. Vipassana is a type of yoga. She does all that. But a nice lady, very nice, but 32, no children. You see, no children. Never had a relationship for more than 6 months. Kinda live with someone a little bit, but not really. So, well, Vipassana ain't doing it because she doesn't have kids. Why? She only has few years left. I'm talking good years. After 30, issues. She hasn't given birth before 30. That means issues. Too scared. Today too, she was reserved. I said some rough shit that ruffles people's feathers, but she was reserved, and I said, do you feel anger? No. Well, that's a problem. You should, because I'm fucking with the innermost workings of your soul that are screwing you. They're not even your soul, they're like these restraining factors inside. But a very interesting conversation. We didn't fight. Wished her good night, sent her a nice little lullaby. Beautiful. Then, well, even not then, even before, when I went back from the ocean, I had a nice little conversation with my brother, who tries for me to I try to establish contact with the guy. He'll be in a week, literally in a week he will be 38, and then got one wife who he loves, or so we's meant to believe, or so he's meant to believe. He loves her. Oh yeah, that's the only woman he knows. I say this with utmost sincerity. Well, I don't approve it. I don't think a man who knows only one woman is a normal man. No, that's not biologically correct. It's terrible. So his drive to reproduce with as many women as he can is completely blunted, blocked, dismantled, dismembered, everything. He's a castrated human being, just like them animals, the dogs and cats that we love to have as pets. Here we neuter them. So he's a neutered man. Exactly what I'm gonna call him. A neutered man. He loves his wife. Now she's also in her mid-30s. 3 beautiful children. Beautiful is a good word. Now, be it as it may, and let him vomit inside of him when he sees a beautiful woman and write a poetry that he so proudly did when he was young. Writing poetry when he sees beautiful women and vomiting back in medical school, for which he had the reason why he even quit medical school, because one woman who later married a son of a presidential candidate, a woman who later married a son of a presidential candidate that ran with Trump. It was another candidate, not Trump. The black surgeon guy. Well, that woman married his son. Small world. So, interesting stuff. And well, he vomited because of her, because he was in a relationship. My grandpa said, what is that? I can just bang that bitch. Well, not even a bitch, you know, he's a woman. Bang that woman. Трахнуть ее надо. Если женщина просит, if the woman is asking, you can't say no, otherwise you're gonna vomit. It's a bad karma. But you gotta do it nice, you gotta do it respectful. Otherwise, that's no good. Goes against evolution. We have a song like that in Russian. If the woman is asking, you better do it. So he cannot pick up the phone when I call, and that in my language is called partial contactophobia. The term has been coined by a very prominent psychologist and a visionary by name Abraham. It's my own term. In Russian it's even more funny because the word partial, we don't really use partial, we say частичная, but there's actual word парциальная. Парциальная, поэтому и порция, кстати. Порция is a portion, partial portion, it's part. So партия. So he has a partial contactophobia to picking up the phone, which is very common. I've been talking to hundreds and thousands of people. They are unwilling to get close. Phone call is an issue these days. Oh, you're calling me, you don't ask me if I'm open or available. It's a freaking phone call, take it easy. If you can't pick up, when I can't pick up, I say sorry, I'll call you back. And not automatic. Can't talk right now, we'll call you back. No, that's this guy, that's a robot. I put a custom when I'm on the phone call. When I'm on the phone, I don't click, I put a custom and I put a couple of words. We'll call you back in a minute. Sorry, busy. As soon as I can, I'll call you back. Something that's human, not computer generated. So, whatever. People are extremely contactophobic to a point where they block because they fear their own self. So now he wants to text for a couple of weeks yesterday. Let's text, see if I'm okay. Well, I told him, go fuck yourself, that's it. And I feel good because, you know, he pisses the shit out of me. And I felt so bad yesterday after contacting him and trying. He never fucking tries. That brother I got never fucking even texts, since he likes to text. Oh, I know you're okay, I see your videos. Or how he says, it's been brought to my attention. Lie. He sees them. Good. A lot of useful stuff. If you don't get it now, you'll get it later. Maybe your kids will get it. Or maybe not, and that's okay too. And you'll know to remain a herd and a sheep in a herd. What's this situation here? Why we got this activity over here? These waves. There's a lot of different activity going on here. I don't understand. Let me see, it's better already. There's a spot where there was a lot of waves in different directions. Look at how beautiful it is. Getting dark. Oh, love it. So he does not pick up the phone. I texted him. I say I can text. It's not, oh, but you have fear of texting. Yeah, I do have a fear of texting because I know if we keep texting like this, you will fall off. You will say something that I dislike and I'll say, I don't like what you say, I don't like how you treat me, and then you just disappear for another 6 months. So you better do it now without even a phone call. If you are scared to face your own life, to realize, as you told me yourself, that you are willing to go to jail for your wife for a year and she will not, meaning you love her more. Well, that goes for every man who is in a marriage that's prolonged. Every day of marriage, men love their women more and more, and they love us less and less. I'm speaking biologically, not emotionally. Emotionally is different, but it's closely linked, because biologically, I shouldn't even say it like this, because actually biologically we can't love a woman who's menopausal. So that's an incorrect statement. What I mean to say is, actually emotionally, attachment wise, we get attached to them more and more, because why we would be with them? So there's this artificial attachment that men have. Oh, I love my honey, she's 60 years old, she's so beautiful. No, well, that's companion, that's friend. But you can't love a 60-year-old woman biologically. It's impossible, because she's barren. Biologically, you can't love her. I'm speaking in our biology terms. You can't be aroused by a 60-year-old if you're a normal man. No way. Doesn't work like that. Ask any gorilla. The first chakra is why we all screwed up. Our first chakra is mutilated, completely devastated first chakra, and that's a base of our existence. Basis. Because if the base of the building is not right, the building will fall. That's why we're all falling, neutered now. So that's just, as far as my brother is concerned. There's no point. He doesn't get it. He's, as we say, sincerely oblivious to the fact that he doesn't get it. He thinks I'm crazy. He writes to me, well, we should ask a specialist if it's okay that you can be talking to me, or are you right in what you're saying? If that I'm contactophobic, we need a specialist. Which specialist do you need? Because there ain't no specialist for that. But it's reality, it's actuality from actions. You are unwilling to pick up the phone. That's fear. Just like I'm unwilling to text. Yes, that's fear too. But I showed you I can. You can't pick up. And it's not even picking up. Okay, you'll pick up the phone. That's superficial. You can't have a normal conversation with me. Record it on a video. Why should I record it? Why not? Why not? Anyway, and then what else happened? It was fascinating stuff, which I have to be very, very careful how I talk about this, because this is about my divorce. Now my ex, look at this is a very unusual situation in here. Something's going on here because the waves are different. This is a spot again, going back. It's going that way, the waves. And now it's back to normal. There was a very interesting spot over there. Anyway, so my wife, ex-wife, I keep calling her my wife because she's gonna always be my wife, texted me many times that she does not need anything from me. I have these texts, all the, how you call them, incognitos, and all the John Dong, how you call it, I forgot your names. I can send them to you if you're interested, because I'm a loony. Okay. Now she claims to have expenses. And I'll say it, it's okay, it's public record. 20,000 a month. For the nanny, for the pool cleaning, for the supplies, huyais. He buys. I don't know what the guy's doing, the Artem guy, they're so in love. Poor thing, she's devastated financially. Kids have been starving, and this father is going to Amsterdam. Now this guy keeps saying, we had a meeting today. We had a court on Zoom, FaceTime with the judge, and this woman is all lipped up, all injected up, sucked up. The face is all screwed up, подтянутая, притянутая, затянутая, crazy looking, horrible looking bitch. Excuse my language, but that's actually, a bitch is a nice dog. So a horrible looking нелюдь. And she laying in the sofa. Now I was changing too, so because I was late, because I was swimming, but she couldn't even sit up. Yeah, she's half dead. I was moving around, so made myself some coffee, and this lawyer was saying, oh, this guy's going around the world. Amsterdam, never been, since she and I went there 8 years ago. Never been to Europe. Mexico City, never been in my life into Mexico City. Now I was in Mexico living with my lady there, but that's different. Oh, and he's accumulated all this money, 13,000, 30,000, 200,000. And this is my ex saying she don't need nothing from me now. Pay up. They want me to pay, I don't know, and I offer 20,000. I offer. That's okay. Keep it until we figure it out. Oh no, they want 50. He said 40 today in court. Double. Well, they didn't get shit. Great. I would love to give money to the people I love. Well, I don't love them. I hate them. And not them, but their actions. My kids I love, but you kids, listen up. The way you act, screw your actions. Screw your actions royally. I curse your actions, not you. And while you are acting this way, you are also cursed, because your actions become you. But I love you. I hate your actions. So screw your actions. I don't want to see your actions. And while you act them, I don't want to see you either. That's exactly what I mean by saying curse. Проклинаю не вас, ваши действия. That becomes you. It's a very big distinction. I love people. I don't curse people. I curse their act. What's these waves going on in here? So I say this. I am willing to help, and I agreed to help. The child support, whatever they deemed, great. I said with pleasure. Now I will work on me seeing them. We'll see. But this was an experience that was very interesting. Everything's open. Now she makes all these numbers that are, as me and my legal team said, inaccurate. Selling her house for $1 million change. Poor thing. But it's not sold. Well, it's on the market. It's on the market. Mine is not on the market. I ain't selling. I live here proudly, paddling every day, and now I'm working and earning money the honest way. Drive back and forth an hour and a half sometimes each way, sometimes an hour 10 minutes. It's a bit of a drive. I love it. Talk to my peoples. That's very, very, very upsetting. And the judicial system that I have respect for, because it keeps us safe. No one's attacking us. But it does not ask about me seeing my kids or them seeing their father. I say this again and again. I see the product of children who hated their fathers without knowing. Now, a lot of things I say are not something that people can relate to, because they are subconscious, or even better yet, unconscious. Unconscious. There are different levels of subconsciousness, unconsciousness. We don't realize so many things that we do, and so many things that drive us. They're so deep in our memory. There are many layers. So obviously not many can relate, because they do not, in fact, it's opposite of what they were meant to believe. That's why when I say to people, you hate your mother, well, yeah, that's horrible, because in his mind he loves his mom just like I love my mom. But in your subconscious there's a lot of hate, a lot of fear. Every ounce of love brings the equal ounce of fear. Even if everything is perfect, you fear losing that love. You fear being betrayed by it. And that's what we have to remember. Every love comes with fear, and sometimes hatred. So that's where that goes. And I see product, or I'd rather say, I should say products in plural way. All the women that I meet, and I've met around 20,000, and the number itself seems pretty striking, but if you think for 4 years, that's around 1,500 days. That's 1,500 days. And if I meet around 10 a day, which I met way more than that today, online, in here, on the beach, and I talk to them. I know their stories, I know their parents. A lot of these people. I call at least 10-15 women a day. It's not, and how many I swipe through. Oi. So the number is pretty accurate, but okay, so 10, 20, 30, that's thousands and thousands, basically. So I can tell you patterns. For example, this is what I was gonna actually talk about too a little bit, because one of the ladies that I was very close with, Veronica we call it, or Vera, which in Russian means faith. Veronica. She somehow woke up yesterday because she spoke to my ex flipped the shit out of her. Great. People say, oh, I don't want her to say nothing bad about me. No. See, people, you have to realize, I say many no's. No, because I'm so passionate, but also fearful of not being understood. Maybe I'm wrong, but bad things that your exes will say to your prospective partners are great, because if your partner will withstand it and tolerate it and know and still trust you and ask you, why is she saying that? Why is your ex saying that you're, let's say, a pedophile? Are you for real a pedophile? She's telling you, what if I, for example, hypothetically speaking, was? Then isn't that something that you should know? Or if I had some other histories that I am not too keen on revealing, then my ex will oblige. She will do the honors of revealing it to you. So then that's a good source of information. Not always accurate, but sometimes very accurate. So then I recommend it to people to let your prospective, make your prospective partners talk to your exes. Also shows that you don't hold any residual attachments, because we all do. So if you're still attached to your ex, you would not want no one talking to her, because the ex may block you and there are kids involved. You may not get to see the kids. Yeah, if the ex gets mad, if that's usually a wife gets the kids, but if you anger your ex-wife, she may badmouth you in front of the kids, and kids will say, oh, daddy's effing around, screwing around, we don't want to see him anymore. So you lose the kids. Me, I don't have that problem, because I lost them anyway. So now I have no fear. I can't lose something I already lost. And you cannot lose your kids. If they're your kids, they'll always be with you. And if they run away for some stupidity, or even if you get in trouble, criminal, something, your kids should always be there. They should try to help you, right you, or right your ship. Sometimes even maybe fight with you, even physically. If you do drugs, if I start doing drugs, I hope whoever's close to me will go and punch me out, or make me stop some way, because it ain't gonna be me doing it, it'll be my crazy program. So you gotta beat me up for that nonsense before the drug does me in. No, I authorize anyone, if I'm doing something terrible, like self-harming me or someone, come get me and whip some sense into me. So today this woman picked up the phone, and all she said was this: oh, I have 30 minutes. And I told her, she did not respond to my text yesterday. I said, are you sleeping? Speech. She was sleeping, great, but she saw it this morning and did not respond. I take offense to that, because that's a bad sign. Bad sign. If people don't respond, and I know this person, and she goes and disappears for 3 months, and I put so much energy and effort into our relationship. I was even thinking, who knows, I mean, she's not that attractive, but doable. Not really all that doable, but a little bit doable. But she doesn't even understand why she got pissed, because she was considering me as her potential man after a week of very close discussion. Terrible. Anyway, this is a lot of wind. A lot of wind. See, so today she told me this one thing. I have 30 minutes to talk to you. And once I hear a time frame from a woman, or even from a man, but definitely from a woman, that is beginning of the end. I tell you men, if the women tell you, oh, I only have 10 minutes, let her go. Say, go do your stuff, call me when you have time. You don't put limits on me like that. That's already, hey, I can run away from you, I only am here for 5 minutes. No, you don't do that. Women don't know, because I didn't know either. It's not from a book. This is just from observing thousands of women and some men putting this. My mom, oh, I only have 5 minutes. Well, then go. I become like this. People say, okay, listen, okay, so she doesn't have time. It's deeper than that. That means, hey, I only have 5 minutes for you, and I got other things I gotta do. I never would say something like that. Never. Because when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. If I have to go, I say, listen, I gotta go, but I'll call you back. Call you back when I'm back. So people, have time for each other. Let's have time for one another, because that's all we got is one another, and there is no time. Respect, peace, and love. On a channel formula of love. And one other thing before I even go, there's a wise man once said, to heal, you have to feel. If you don't feel, you cannot heal. Neither someone nor yourself. Let's feel.